It began with a race car driver and an engineer, two men whose visions of speed and power would ignite a revolution that shaped America's love affair with the automobile. The year was 1911, the city was Detroit, and the man behind the wheel was Louis Chevrolet, a Swiss-born race car driver whose name would soon echo through every garage, highway, and dealership in America. Chevrolet, or as it would soon be affectionately known, Chevy, was not just a company, it was a statement of identity, a declaration of the American spirit in metal and motion. But like every great legend, its rise would not come easy. Louis Chevrolet and William C. Durant, the visionary founder of General Motors, formed the Chevrolet Motor Car Company on November 3, 1911. Durant had recently been ousted from GM, his own creation, after losing control due to financial struggles. Chevrolet became his comeback project, a chance to build a car brand that would rival Henry Ford's mighty Model T. Louis Chevrolet brought the engineering brilliance. Durant brought ambition, strategy, and business firepower. Together, they introduced their first car in 1913, the Chevrolet Classic 6, a robust and elegant automobile that featured a six-cylinder engine and reached speeds of 65 miles per hour. It was luxurious, fast, and beautifully built, but too expensive to compete with Ford's affordable cars. Durant saw the problem clearly. The future lay in accessibility. In 1914, he introduced the bow tie emblem, inspired by a wallpaper design he saw in Paris. That symbol, a cross between elegance and simplicity, became one of the most recognizable logos in the world. By 1916, Durant had turned Chevrolet into a booming brand. Its affordable Series 490 model, priced competitively against Ford's Model T, was an instant success. The sales success of Chevrolet gave Durant the leverage he needed to reclaim control of General Motors in 1918. He merged Chevrolet into GM that same year, officially making it a cornerstone of the growing automotive empire. Louis Chevrolet, however, left the company in disagreement over its direction. Ironically, the man whose name would become synonymous with America's most beloved car never shared in its eventual fortune. The 1920s were a time of growth, glamour, and gasoline. As America roared with jazz and prosperity, Chevrolet became the people's car. It introduced reliable, affordable, and stylish models that symbolized middle-class pride. The Superior Series, the International Series, and the Master Eagle. Chevrolet's mission was clear: to compete with Ford, not just on price, but on personality. While Ford relied on the no-nonsense Model T, Chevrolet emphasized design, comfort, and innovation. The introduction of features like electric starters, closed bodies, and improved engines made Chevy the preferred choice for millions. By 1927, Chevrolet finally surpassed Ford in sales for the first time, a milestone that cemented its place in automotive history. But the triumph was short-lived. The Great Depression hit in 1929, and car sales collapsed across the country. Chevrolet, however, survived by focusing on durability and practicality. The 1932 Chevrolet Confederate and the Master Deluxe of 1935 were engineered for families who needed value in tough times. Chevy's slogan, "See the USA in your Chevrolet," became a symbol of optimism during dark economic years. When World War II erupted, Chevrolet shifted its factories from producing cars to producing weapons, trucks, and engines for the Allied forces. The company built everything from aircraft engines to military vehicles. Not a single civilian car was made from 1942 to 1945. Every ounce of steel went into the war effort. By the time the war ended, Chevrolet had not only survived, it had earned the respect of a nation. Its factories were humming with pride, ready to bring mobility to millions of returning soldiers. The post-war boom was Chevrolet's golden age. The 1948 Fleetline, 1950 Bel Air, and 1955 Chevrolet 150 and 210 models turned American driveways into showcases of chrome, curves, and confidence. In 1953, Chevrolet unveiled something revolutionary, the Corvette. It was light, sporty, and built from fiberglass, a technological marvel of its time. What began as a low-production dream car would evolve into one of the most iconic sports cars in the world. 2 years later came the 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air, featuring the powerful small-block V8 engine. That engine changed everything, offering unmatched power, reliability, and sound. It became the beating heart of American muscle culture. The 1960s brought both experimentation and competition. Chevrolet expanded its lineup with the Impala, Corvair, Nova, and Camaro. The Impala SS was the ultimate full-size performance car. The Corvair, with its rear engine design, was bold, but controversial, criticized later in Ralph Nader's book, Unsafe at Any Speed. Still, Chevy pressed on. Then came 1966, and with it, a legend. The Chevrolet Camaro. Built to challenge Ford's Mustang, the Camaro was everything Americans loved. Sleek, fast, affordable, and customizable. It became an icon of rebellion, freedom, and youth. The 1970s, however, brought turbulence. The oil crisis of 1973 hit hard. Gas prices soared, and the age of giant engines began to fade. Chevrolet adapted, producing smaller, more fuel-efficient cars like the Chevette and Vega. They weren't the most glamorous, but they kept the brand alive during economic storms. The 1980s saw Chevrolet facing new global rivals, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, whose smaller, more efficient cars were taking over the U.S. market. Quality and innovation became urgent priorities. In 1983, Chevy launched the S10, the first compact pickup built by an American automaker. It became a bestseller, loved for its versatility. Then came the rebirth of the Corvette with the 1984 C4 generation, sleeker, faster, and built for a new era of speed. By the 1990s, Chevrolet embraced technology and safety. The Lumina, Blazer, and Tahoe became suburban staples. The Silverado, launched in 1998, replaced the CK series and quickly became America's workhorse, a title it still holds. Chevrolet also leaned heavily into motorsport heritage, dominating NASCAR and endurance racing, keeping the Chevrolet bowtie synonymous with speed and victory. The early 2000s were challenging. Rising fuel costs, environmental pressures, and competition tested every American brand. Some of Chevy's smaller cars struggled against imports, but its trucks and SUVs, especially the Silverado, Suburban, and Tahoe, remained strong. Then came the 2008 financial crisis. General Motors, Chevrolet's parent company, filed for bankruptcy in 2009. It was a dark chapter, but Chevy endured through federal aid, restructuring, and a renewed commitment to quality and design. Emerging from bankruptcy, Chevrolet returned stronger. The Chevrolet Volt, a plug-in hybrid, debuted in 2010 and was named North American Car of the Year. It signaled a rebirth of innovation and sustainability. Chevrolet entered the 2010s as a global powerhouse. It operated in over 140 countries and produced millions of vehicles yearly. Models like the Cruze, Equinox, Malibu, and Trailblazer dominated the roads. The Camaro and Corvette remained icons of American performance, their design evolving with every generation. The Chevrolet Bolt EV, launched in 2016, became one of the first affordable, long-range electric vehicles in the world, offering over 200 miles of range on a single charge. It was a bold statement. Chevy was ready for the electric future. Chevrolet's production volume across its lifetime surpassed 200 million vehicles, making it one of the most prolific car manufacturers in history. Its facilities spanned continents, from Michigan to Mexico, Brazil to South Korea, and China. By 2025, Chevrolet is deeply invested in EV transformation. The Equinox EV, Silverado EV, and Blazer EV are setting new benchmarks for range, power, and affordability. The company has pledged to become fully electric by 2035, aligning with GM's broader vision of zero emissions, zero crashes, and zero congestion.